Hey, welcome to day 13. I'm Gigi. If you're watching this for the first time, if you don't know who I am, I recommend you to go to video day number 1 and watch it from there. If not, that's okay too. If this topic is kind of like relevant to you, then keep watching this. So, I chose this topic, bright shiny object syndrome, because I think it's important to talk about this as well. It seems like it's a little problem that a lot of people do have, but it's really critical to think about that and to be aware of the bright shiny object syndrome. And I can tell it from my experience because I suffer a lot from the bright shiny object syndrome. I want to, before we go to the how to overcome it, I would like to shortly go into the what and why first. I always start like this: what, why, and then how. So, what is the bright shiny object syndrome? To explain it to you very shortly, it is when you have something in mind and you jump very quickly to another topic, or when you start doing one exercise and you in your mind you jump into the next exercise already, or when you start a course and you are learning one skill and your mind goes like, okay, there's another skill that is more interesting, you jump to another course or skill, learning a skill from another mentor very quickly. So this is someone who suffers from the bright shiny object syndrome. If something is more exciting, is more fun, you kind of like leave the one behind and go to the next one. This is actually my old or past me, I would say, because I kind of like realize now how to stop the bright shiny object syndrome. It's not a disease, it's normal, and I kind of like have to accept it first that I do have it. And it's not easy to make it go away, but with a little tricks and the right questions and the groundwork, you can kind of like get rid of this bright shiny object syndrome. I think why I choose this topic is because this seems to be a very small problem, but for me, I think the small problems that sneaks into my habit every day kind of like let me lose or causes me to lose my focus. And by losing the focus of what's really important for me leads to a bigger problem, which is not achieving my goal, my biggest goal, right? And this is why I think it's crucial. It's really important to talk about this topic and to be aware of the bright shiny object syndrome as well. By asking ourselves, do I suffer from bright shiny object syndrome? Do I jump from one thing to another thing very quickly, or do I like kind of stay focused and consistent with one thing? And if you're not suffering from it, then you can just turn this video off and then go to the next video or go to the previous video again. So this is why I would like to talk about this today, and it's really crucial to be aware of it. And now let's go to the how. So how can we really eliminate or reduce the bright shiny object syndrome? Maybe it won't not go away forever because we are human, we like to exciting things, we like fun, and if something is boring, then we tend to like go to the fun things. And this is very, very, very normal for our mind. Our mind is like I would say like a monkey mind, Maybe you know the term monkey mind, and that's exactly what it describes. Like bright shiny object syndrome equals the monkey mind. I like this word, the monkey mind. So how do we overcome this bright shiny object syndrome? I think the groundwork that I mentioned before is what I actually did in the previous videos or in the previous sessions I have, is to work on my identity, to go into the past, the present, and the future, and working out my identity. Like, I think the gap between present and the future, this is like the section where it really is really crucial and important. And this is what I would like to emphasize on, because I think this part has changed my view of how I would say it's self-image. Yes, it's actually how it affects my self-image, how I see myself, and asking myself who I do want to be in the future. Like, what kind of identity are the most important for me right now that I want to focus on? Like, maybe you have watched the previous videos. I wrote down a lot of identities, and it was important for me to realize that I cannot focus on every identity simultaneously. It's impossible, almost impossible to focus on, like, let's say 10 identities and work on 10 identities at the same time. So that's why I have to like tone down and choose 3 identities that I want to focus on, and describe like what characteristics or what attributes does or do these identities have. And these are the things I want to focus on, I want to implement into my daily habit. And to know that, and ask myself every day, like for example today, the thing that I'm doing today, right now, I'm doing this video, I'm talking, I'm communicating with you, how does it affect my future self? And how does it like really take me to the person I want to be? Like, does it take me to from the current self to my next level version, right? The activity that I'm doing right now. And by asking this question every day, kind of like cut down my environment or my world to a really small word, or really small activities that I do, really focused. And I kind of like know what kind of like activities it's taking me to that station, to that state that I want to be, or to that identity, and which of these activities that maybe I'm always also doing is not taking me to that identity, right? And this is by asking myself, like, is this what I'm doing? How does it affect my future self? And how does it take me to the place, the goal that I want to aspire or to accomplish? So I think this is it, which I like to share. Let me check real quick what else is. Yeah, I think that's it for today. Thank you for listening, and I hope this video kind of like give you some hints and some inspiration to think about if you have like this bright shiny object syndrome as well. And if you do have it, like, try to examine like what it exactly is and how does it shows up, and how can you like really, by asking the question, who do you want to be in the future, and what kind of things does this identity do? Like, asking if what are you doing today is aligned with the future self that you want to be. So this is it, and thank you for listening, and see you in the next video. Bye.